How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Lead Therapy, and thank you so very much for taking time for tuning into my video. I first want to say a happy belated Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving with friends and family. The ATF is taking a giant leap towards a firearm registry. Before we get on further with the video, if you enjoyed the video or if I give you some information you didn't know, please like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. It's very much greatly appreciated and it helps the channel grow. A group of House Republicans is warning that the ATF could be laying the groundwork for a backdoor federal gun registry. Republican Representative Michael Cloud of Texas led 51 of his colleagues in a letter to acting ATF Director Marvin Richardson on Monday, expressing their concern over a proposed rule by the agency that Republicans fear that could eventually lead to a backdoor gun registry around Congress prohibition. The recently proposed rule essentially removes the 20-year burn date that the federal firearms licensees must abide by, requiring them to preserve firearm purchase records older than 2 decades. While the preservation of records may not seem a big deal, the federal licensees are required to submit their records to the ATF upon closing up shop, meaning every American gun owner's record would eventually end up in the ATF's hands. The Biden administration is yet again ignoring the real threats against America and instead using political leverage to encroach on the constitutional rights of law-abiding citizens. The proposed rule would be a giant leap towards a federal firearm registry, which is explicitly banned by the law, requiring federal firearm licensees to preserve records older than 20 years, will enable the Biden administration to collect more information on law-abiding gun owners, all with the purpose of eventually having a registry of every gun owner in the United States. Aiden Johnston, the Director of Federal Affairs for the gun rights advocacy group Gun Owners of America, warned in a statement on Fox News that the ATF would have every gun record going back to 2001 should the rule be enacted. If the Biden administration continues with its planned changes, ATF's registry will eventually include 100% of firearm transactions, sucking up every record since 2001. These plans for a federal registry violate federal law, infringe on the Second Amendment, and put law-abiding gun owners on a path to total gun confiscation. The lawmakers wrote that they are concerned that the Biden administration is leveraging its power in a way to establish a federal gun registry, and that they are opposed to the proposed rule in question. According to recently published documents, the ATF has collected 54.7 million records. In 2021 alone, the letter reads, "It's an outrage that the federal government would maintain such extensive records of law-abiding citizens, law-abiding firearm transfers." The letter also points out that Congress made it clear in the Firearm Owners Protection Act that the federal government should not create a federal gun registry, and has prohibited the ATF from creating any centralized databases with its funding. This gives us serious cause for concern that the Biden administration is intent on creating a federal gun registry by circumventing the legislative process. The House Republicans continued. In fact, a GOA report in 2016 was titled "ATF did not always comply with the Appropriations Act restriction and should better adhere to its policies." The lawmakers ended their letter by asking the ATF a series of questions, including the number of records currently held and the amount of records already digitized. It is critical that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives does not use its power to encroach on the privacy of gun owners and restrict their Second Amendment rights, the lawmakers wrote, demanding a response by the end of the year. Let me know your thoughts on the story in the comments section down below. And as I mentioned at the starting of the video, if you enjoyed the video, or if I gave you some information you didn't know, please like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video.